Bobby B, what's going on, man? Hey, this is my first time ever going live, ever in my life. Three people. Um, yeah, I'm out here at Sunset, in Pacific Grove right now, and I kind of been doing this as a daily thing. I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing, Earthly Jen? Green Sky, what's going on, bro? But yeah, like I was saying, I've kind of been incorporating coming out to Sunset as a daily routine this past week or so. Yeah, first live, first time ever going on live. So, to the three people that are in here, I thank y'all because this is a part of history. This is a part of my history, and y'all are gonna be my first three people that I ever had a live with, and it's gonna be something that I hold in my heart forever. I wish I could see a list. Let me see. Good people, good people. Um, what are y'all? How's y'all day been today? Everything been good? Fabulous, man. That's what's up. My day's been pretty good, man. Going through the motions of life, but ups and downs. Congratulations, man. Working on my YouTube. I took the day off to meditate from all the negative. I'm gonna screenshot this so I can check out your YouTube channel, all right, bro? But let's talk about let's talk about some current events. Y'all got anything going on? Anything y'all been researching, studying? Anything y'all want to talk about, man? Throw it out there. Yeah, gotta meditate from all the negative energy, man. It's a lot of negative energy in the world, huh? I've actually been off of I've been off of my Instagram for about a week now. I just uninstalled the app from my phone, man, just to spend more time focusing on real life shit. Today was amazing. I actually got the chance to meditate. Meditate under the sun, man. That is one of the most healthy and wholesome practices, man. That's very underrated. Meditating out in nature. What's your thoughts on astral projection? My thoughts on astral projection. I actually, now that I think about it, a few days ago I tripped on some shrooms. I did about an eighth, and I was up there in the astro. What do you want to call it? Astro realm. Yeah, I've definitely been up there. White Side Films, my brother. What's going on? Yeah, astral projection. I've been up there before. It's a very intense feeling. For me, I've always described it as, you're very aware that you're a spirit inside a physical vessel. You're very aware of the shell that you're in, and is you can speak back and forth to your subconscious mind almost. I've heard a lot of people say that they feel like their body, their soul exit the physical body, and you can look back down onto the physical. I've never quite experienced that. One thing that you guys can use to identify with astral projection is, for me, whenever I'm off the shrooms or the acid and I start to smoke, and you really just start to elevate, 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 and then you can almost feel like this zapping sensation. You know, it's a very, very zapping sensation within throughout your whole body. And I've always labeled that sensation as getting the zaps. Like, it's right when you know you're about to astral project, or right when you know you're about to really go deep. It's nice to give ourselves a social media break once in a while. I stopped using Instagram like 4 months ago, and I've been mostly 100% great. I've been mostly great 100%. Yeah, man, I definitely recommend taking breaks from social media, because you got to understand one thing about social media. It's literally designed for us to fall victim to it. My boy Fierce Panda, yo, I fuck with you so heavy, bro, because you're one of the first people that was commenting on my YouTube videos when I first started uploading. Very solid dude, man. I appreciate you, bro. But like I was saying, social media, it literally, it stimulates our mind to be addicted to it. All right, go on Netflix and watch The Social Dilemma. You got tons of YouTubers that speak out on social media usage and how addictive it can be. So just be aware of it, man. Just be fully aware of it. And I'll say this. I remember when the George Floyd situation happened, and you can't get on Instagram without seeing somebody either talking about that or reposting a video. You see how they can just feed you negative, negative, negative energy for people to get sucked into? Now, on the other hand, if a kid, God forbid, got hit by a school bus or something bad or tragic was to happen, you're not going to see that all up and down your timeline. They've got us so desensitized to the sight of death that we're literally seeing snuff films on our timelines. And it's a sick practice, man. The people that are controlling the social media and these sites, bro, it's ill. Yeah, social media thinks for you, and that's why I had to quit. That's essentially what it does, man. That's why you see so many people, they get on social media and nobody really knows, or people really don't have opinions for themselves. People don't really think for themselves in 2020. It's like critical thinking and being an individual, it's almost out of fashion. So if you're not siding with this political group, or if you're not canceling this person, or you're not doing this or going this way, then I think a lot of people feel like they'll be out of place or they'll feel left out. And it's really sad, because you got to understand, it's a group of kids younger than me, you know, coming up, maybe 12, 13, 14, 11, that are still in school, and they don't know anything other than the social media world. You know how damaging that is? You were debating on taking DMT. Yeah, I've done DMT once. For those that don't know, the way that you take DMT, because a lot of people ask that, like when they actually see it, oh, how do you take it? You don't smoke it directly, right? Hold on, I'm gonna read that in 1 second. You don't smoke the DMT directly, but what you do is sandwich it, meaning you put weed in the pipe. I actually have a pipe right here that I keep in my car, so I'll show y'all. And this is actually the pipe that I used to do the DMT. But you put the weed in the pipe, and then you sprinkle the DMT on top of the weed, and then you put a little bit more weed on top of the DMT. And that's called sandwiching, right? So that's what you do when you take the DMT. And when you do it, is take a really, really big hit, let it all in, let it out, catch it. You want to make sure you inhale every last bit of it, and then you sit back and you let the magic happen. So you're wondering what you'll be in store for. Like I said earlier, my first DMT experience, I was sitting in front of a mirror, crisscross, or not crisscross, but it's just in a meditative zone, right? When I inhaled the DMT, exhaled it, instantly I was fully aware that, okay, I'm consciousness, I'm a spirit, whatever you want to call it. I'm connected to the universe. I'm one with creation, but I'm inside of this physical shell. And that's simple as that. I didn't go so deep to the point that I was seeing things or that I had crazy visuals, but I definitely was aware that this was a different feeling that I hadn't felt before. I didn't quite experience what Joe Rogan talks about, but I definitely was up there as far as thought and meditation and being really, really deep into my own head. Let me see. Our phones have transformed us into a modern day journal for everybody to see. Yeah, exactly, man. And it's crazy. Like, even me, I think I couldn't imagine life without social media. I literally could not imagine it without social media. I remember when I was in LA and I was vlogging, and then a lady had stopped me and asked me, why is your generation always on your phones? Like, why are you guys taking pictures of your food and this and that? Why can't you guys just go without, looking at your cell phone? And I had to tell her, I'm like, ma'am, what you don't understand is I don't know what it is to be an adult without this. I don't know what it is to experience adult life without social media, or without taking pictures of things and showing friends and just having proof that you're here or that you're doing this. You know, they've tricked us psychologically to believe that that's how life is and that's what we should be doing. But in reality, it's just a false, fictitious world that we've all been sucked into. I've been running my business partner's Instagram, and she's 48, and it's nice to see that older generation is on there really trying to network and connect. Yeah, man, older people have a lot of gems to drop on us, bro. We both know this. Me and my boy go way, way, way back. I think with younger people, there's a large projection of trauma from cyber bullshit that comes in today's form of blame, jealousy, and toxicity. Man, and there's no way around it, which is the sad part about it. You know, we all open up our Instagram timelines and we see people that are doing so much. You know, they got this amount of jewelry, or they're driving this car, or they're in this place, they're traveling. You know, some people may even look at me and see the things that I do on Instagram, and, you know, they might think that I'm doing something more, or they're not at my level. And I don't like for people to feel that type of way, man, because you can't judge yourself to what somebody is doing from a screen. You know, I look at politicians, I look at celebrities, actors, artists, whatever you want to say, or whatever you can think about, like public figures, and you see them on Instagram or you see them on TV, and I'm like, yo, we've never seen these people off camera. You know, unless you go to a concert or unless you go to some kind of venue, or, you know, pay to get some entertainment, but you've never seen these people off camera. Anyone can put up a facade of who they are and who they're not when they're on versus off camera. You know that, right? And a lot of people got to be aware of that, man. That's why I hate seeing this generation of young females that look up to Instagram models and constantly reposting pictures of females with these made up artificial bodies into their story. I'm like, yeah, they look good, but you don't know what they had to go through to get to that point of looking that good. You don't know how egotistical and self-absorbed they are off camera, just because they can put on this look, you know, and they look like a beautiful figure in your eyes, but in reality, they are going through hell to achieve those looks and achieve that status. Kendrick Lamar is the only artist I care about, if I'm being real. Kendrick Lamar is dope, man. I'm waiting for the album to come out. We have not heard a Kendrick album in so long, since 2017. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar is one of my favorite rappers, though, man. He drops a lot of knowledge, and for him to be conscious and aware, and his music has a lot of substance, and for him to be so mainstream, you know, Kendrick Lamar is one of the most mainstream artists out, but it's like I think he's one of the artists that hasn't sold his soul or hasn't done things that are compromising to his character or to his own morality. Okay, on the 30th, he's gonna be on the Busta Rhymes feature. Okay. Anytime I think of Busta Rhymes, I think of the Look at Me Now song with him, Chris Brown, and Lil Wayne. Everyone is on the same level. They just have to unlock what is true to make them happy. Honestly, man, we're all forms of one consciousness. That's what collective consciousness comes from, man. We're not separate from nature, or we're not separate from creativity, man. We're a part of it. We're just an extension of it. I'm gonna actually get out here, and it's going on 13 minutes. I think I wanted to, hey, and this is my first live. I said that to my first 3 viewers that were in here. This is my first time ever going live, ever in life. I never, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope. I've never went live before, man. So thank y'all for being a part of this. And I'm gonna take y'all out here so y'all can see the sunset and see the views. It's extremely live is scary. Yeah, it is a little scary because they were asking me for my location and if I wanted to do that. And I'm like, I'm good on putting my location out there, man. Y'all already see that I'm live broadcasting. I don't trust anything. I just lost there we go. All right. All right, my fault. Everybody still there? I got 11 people in here. Thank y'all for tuning in to my first live. This is very special to me, so I thank y'all for being out here. Can I flip this? Yes, sir. So the sun is actually right there, but if you can see, it's a lot of cloud coverage. So it's a little bit not visible right now, but regardless, the view. It was reconnecting. We good? Everybody still here? Let me see. appreciate the wisdom you give, bro. Love from Minnesota. Hey, I appreciate you, man. How old are you? I'm 21 years old. How do you feel about XXX Tentacion's knowledge? XXX Tentacion was the person that made me cut my hair the way I cut it. If y'all see, I don't have any dreads on the side or on the back. His dreads inspired me to get mine how mine are, and then I started freeforming down the line, but he was the reason I got my dreads like this. And X, he was different, man. And it's sad that no one really appreciated his value to consciousness and from a spiritual aspect, man. He had a lot of knowledge. X had a lot of knowledge, and even now, when I look back on his interviews back then, and he died at what, 21 years old? So just imagine, what he could have done to the world 2 years later, or, with the impact he could have had on our generation at age 23 if he was still here. Rest in power to X, man. That was a sad day. I'll never forget that. What would y'all recommend to SB that feels like their parents are holding you back? To a SB. What is an SB, Gavin? Explain to me what you mean by an SB. Somebody, got you. What would y'all recommend to somebody that feels their parents are holding you back? If you're somebody that feels like your parents are holding you back, eventually you're gonna have to sever that tie from being under your parents' care. Our parents want what's best for us in their eyes, but from their perspective, what's best for us is gonna be different because they're not in our shoes. They're not our age. They're not coming up in this generation. Y'all don't understand, man. Growing up in the social media age has changed so much about our reality and about the things that we value and the things that we hold close to our heart. Social media has done so much. It's ridiculous, man. And to take advice from someone that didn't grow up in the social media era, you're doing yourself a disservice, man. And I hate to say it, but parents, they hold us back. They definitely hold us back, unless you have the right parents. Because I know there are parents out here that actually do very well by their children and making them conscious and giving them the